What's up, my people? Welcome to my corner of the internet. It is like 1:30, but the way the light comes off our back lake, it's very bright, and so I had to close all the curtains, so I'm using my ring light. So if there's a glare or something, I'm just gonna say sorry, not sorry, and a little shadowy because I have to use the big light. But it is what it is. So we're gonna go ahead and get started for today. Today, like I said, it's Sunday, it's 1:30, and I'm gonna try to get my week kind of planned out. I have been up since 3 a.m. If you were on my Instagram, 3 a.m. is an anxiety-driven time for me. I just wake up usually in some kind of, because I have anxiety dreams, I have to walk a delicate dance of meds and bedtime routine. If not, I don't sleep. So I've been doing really good with that, but last night I fell off a little bit. So, but it was one night in a week that I did not sleep well, so I'm giving it as a win. I know that's not great, but anyway. I also had a little extra caffeine, so my anxiety is also a little bit high, because if not, I hit a wall about 11, and about now I'm gonna have to have a little caffeine because I just want to lay down. But anyway, if you're on my Instagram, you know that sometimes anxiety is, and 3 a.m. is a planner hop situation for me. I have a lot going on this week. I'm hosting Thanksgiving, and I have to travel for the first week of my job that is changing. It's just, it all came at once. And so that is also having a little anxiety-driven response for me. Yeah, so I'm trying not to planner hop. I think I may change, maybe, I changed my cover, hoping I could get a little dopamine over the week, this last week when it was a little anxiety. I sat in on my first meetings and things this last week. And then I thought might change cover again just to kind of see if that helps. This Epoca Black, I love it more than I thought I would. This is a Gillio XL. If you're new here, I have FCC Franklin Covey Compact insert sizes in here. And yeah, it's been a fight this last year between personal and Franklin Covey Compact, and I really don't want to have that fight in 2026. Because again, I'm going to say it, and it's like a repeated curse for me or mantra. My system doesn't change. I plan the same way, so it's not really the system that bothers me. It's only the size, and I would really like to settle in one size. And I'm not going to do anything different in my personal that I'm doing here. There are two things that keep me from really being okay with Franklin Covey Compact. One, not all cover availability is there. So it takes, so the Gillio XL is a really good find for me. I still say Gillio could learn to lengthen their straps some if they're going to put a pin, but again, this is made for personal. It's not made for Franklin Covey Compact, and that's why. I don't like the Franklin Covey Compact size because it's 13 inches, which is too big for me. It's not my favorite. I like just right fit. I'm a very Princess in the Pea or Goldilocks cover hoe. I like my cover to fit just so. I don't like it too extended. I don't like it too tight. It's got to be just right, and that is a journey for me. So, or it has been for me for this year. So that's one thing. Two, not all shops carry Franklin Covey Compact, and not all shops that carry Franklin Covey Compact are equal. I don't tend to shop shops that only have one print out per page or one insert per page, just because I feel it's wasteful, and my printer does not like pre-cut paper. I end up wasting more paper than I probably should. My printer also doesn't like to do reverse printing. So I have to hand feed every page. That is a lot. So I tend to print in batches. I don't tend to have that problem with personal. But for the Franklin Covey Compact, it is a thing because you have to turn it a certain way. It's just like these little things that turn into big things, that end up keeping me hopping back and forth. So I have been doing my best to do a couple of things. One, find covers that I like, which I have kind of found. Like I said, I do like these XL. They're pretty good. I can even fit my fat pen in here. I just can't chunk this up too much, but I can say this is fairly chunky. I have some pad of paper here in the back. It's just a pad of paper I took the cardboard part off of, so it's just sheets of paper, and I use it as note paper at work. And then I also have all of my November weeklies, all of my did I take out some November dailies? I maybe took out half my November dailies. And then I have all of my December weeklies in here, which I normally don't. I have added some extra journaling page, B6 Stalogy paper. And then I also added, I started a little work section here to kind of take some notes in some meetings and some information on things that I'm going to need to keep track of as I learn. And honestly, maybe some of that will come out. Maybe I'll end up making this into a work personal planner. I know I'm probably not going to be able to do 2 planners. I just don't have the bandwidth for that. So I don't know. There's just so much in limbo, so much going on, so much anxiety around it, that my book planner becomes my first problem. And yeah, so that's been kind of my week, and my day. So it is what it is. Let's see, this was this week. I did put on a new CGM today, so let's mark that down. So how was y'all's weekend? Are you in the States, and are you doing Thanksgiving? I had to put on a new CGM today. I put on one somewhere around here. It was the Saturday we went to Disney, so I should have that somewhere. I missed one. I missed writing one down somewhere. Yep. This one gave me an error early, and I put on a new one. Okay. Because it was only about a week and a half old. I would have had to change it around here, but I had to change it here because it gave me an error like the day we went to Disney. So anyway, or the night before. It might have been Friday night. Yeah, it would have been Friday night. But anyway, doesn't matter. That's neither here nor there. But I did get that done. I got my snack cart out. I did my PetSmart return. I went to Amazon to do my return and their Wi-Fi was down, so I gotta do that. I called about that. I took out my turkeys. I made noodles. My husband is going to clean the cooler, so that's good. Changed my contacts. I did some shopping for some wardrobe gaps. Went to the Dollar Tree, got my car washed. I've printed my December weeklies. I have these out, so I just need to look at them. I need to look at names, my stocking name tags. I think one of them got broke last year and I can't remember who it was. So I need to look at those. So I'm working on possibly putting some of these, I took some of the lists out and put them in my other thing. I'm thinking of putting some of my reference list stuff, like my packing lists, my hurricane lists, some renovation projects that we're just not going to get to like this year, probably not the beginning of next year, probably going to be into February or March, into my notes app. Just so that I don't have extra stuff in here. Like home ideas I'm okay with because these are just random things. But regular like checklists, like my packing lists and hurricane lists, things like that, I think those can go in my notes app. And I can get them out if I need them. And then, yeah. I'm thinking of doing that. Stuff tends to get like lost in my notes app. I get that, but if I'm only looking at it certain times of the year or a couple times a year, then I'm not really worried about losing it so much. I'm not really worried about losing it. All that, you know, like I'm not worried about it being out of sight, out of mind. I'll know where it is when I need it. Sands, I made an order. Do I have a random? No, I don't. I was looking for a random highlighter, but I don't have that. I don't have one. It's the only thing about not having two pen loops. Hold on. There, I went and got my pen thing. I don't know. I'm starting to think about what will be easy come 2026, because it will be the year of change for us. I will travel for work at a minimum 3 days a week. I'll be traveling. It's 45 minutes there, about an hour when I walk in, and an hour home. So at least 3-4 days a week, possibly some weeks every day, 5 days a week. Our oldest is moving out with the grandkids, so they will no longer live with us. So it's going to be a little different structure in the house. Like, there's a lot of change that's happening. Our youngest had already moved out. So he had moved out a couple of months back. So it had already started to shift. And I'm just trying to think of things that are going to make my life easier with travel and life just in general changing for me, for our household, for our family. Yeah, it's just trying to figure out what I really want out of a planner. I enjoy the size. I really like the size. I like the extra room. I just want to be set for next year. And honestly, I would like to set a no buy, no hop year next year. And really kind of stick to that. But I don't know how feasible that is. Anyway, we'll see. Setup next quarter is done. I do have January, February, March monthlies in here. I have my budget printed for next quarter in here if I decide to stay in here. I cleaned out my planner bin. Like I said, I went to the car wash. I read a book this weekend, a new book. There is a book on audio I'm going to listen to on my drive down for the 2 days and my tomorrow at work. I have a light meeting day, and I have some like worksheets or some power sheets that I need, power sheets, Excel sheets I need to work on, because I'm trying to automate as much of my old job as I can. We went on a date night. We went to dinner Friday night. And I need to look at our home insurance. Okay. I'm trying to decide if I want to put a work to do in here. I do have, this is kind of my, under projects, this is kind of my work to do, things I need to get done. And I have a few things of notes back here. But I'm trying to decide if I want to do a weekly work to do. If I'm going to put work full bore in here and it be my only planner. I'm still not sure. Anyway, I do need to go to Amazon return because I didn't get to do that, and I have a few more things to return now. I had to find a work backpack because I have to trek a pretty good ways to go into my work, to walk into my work. So, because parking is not great at the big hospital. So I got to walk a good bit. So I needed something that was easy to throw everything in. I'm also going to be bouncing between 2 hospitals So I had to have a work bag big enough to carry like my essentials with me, because I'm not going to have a steady office. I'll probably end up putting like a stash of stuff in one office and a stash of stuff in the other office, but that's going to be a little bit. And I still have certain things that I have to carry that are essentials, like my laptop cord, my badge, my keys, everything. I need kind of a work backpack hub kind of thing situation. And I will remote work a little bit. So there's just certain things that I'll have to do. And that is one of the reasons I really need to get down to like one planner. I don't want to be toting two, and I have to have my home planner to have my life put together. I'm not going to be able to give that up. I know for sure. So it's just, I don't know. We'll see. Because in my backpack, I'm going to want like a couple of, I got a booklet. I'm going to take these books that I got, these notebooks that I have. I'm going to keep one of these in my bag, and I'll take work notes in it. But it won't be a planner. It will be just notes. That sits on my desk and goes back and forth with me as kind of a supplement. It won't be like a planner. This will be my list of to-dos, I'm pretty sure. I will have a list of to-do. I'm going to go back to my 4-page daily, where I have a list of to-do for home, which will probably not have a timeline, and then a list to do for work, which will have a timeline. So I will probably only carry maybe a week at a time in here, maybe 2 weeks. I'm not sure. I would like to have enough in here that if I know something's happening on a certain day, I can just drop the information on that day. But I'm so used to doing it in the week. That's kind of how I do it. This is kind of hanging over a little bit and catching on paper, so I'm just trimming it up. So if I have, I may not have to do that if I have like my weekly and go ahead and date them like I do here. I can drag and drop stuff onto the weekly to do and not have to worry about putting it on the daily. And then everything coming from here, and then having the monthly, you know, the same way that I have, you know, here I'll have my monthly, my personal to do, and my work to do here. I don't need this anymore. Get rid of that. So I think that'll work, because I don't know that my brain will do two like planners. I'm thinking of taking these and putting them on in my notes app too. I had them in my notes app at one time. I may still have some of it and not have to build it from scratch. But anything I can get rid of and make my life easier and not make my planner as heavy, I think will work in my favor. And I think that's what I'm going to go for in 2026. The only reason I give so much thought to personal is I don't have to print anything. I won't have to print anything. I can buy my monthlies that I bought last year. I didn't want to, but I can. I already have them printed, and I have a booklet with the monthlies in them. So honestly, all I'd have to do is sticker them. This is from Hobby Lobby. It's like, I think I've showed this before. It's $6.99. I got it for 40% off, so whatever that is. And they give you a month every month, and you can just go in and sticker them. I thought of getting another one because I'm thinking I might need a work monthly too, going forward. And again, the only reason I'm giving so much thought to personal is because I can chunk personal up and it not be a big deal in my covers. This I can only chunk up so much. If I add a second monthly for work, if I add a second monthly for work and a 4-page day and a work section, I can only chunk it up so much. There's only so much I can get in here. I'll have to start really looking at other stuff. Where in personal, I can chunk this up a lot, like a lot more with personal, because the strap will give me a ton of room because I won't have this extra here. This will be all personal. Hold on, I'll show you. Okay, so what I did was I took out my Franklin Covey Compact and I put in every personal insert that I own. You can see how chunky you can make this with it being personal and 30mm rings, and you still have room. So I would have plenty of room. I could still get a pen in here. I could probably get a highlighter in here. I could probably, I mean, again, I won't need this much, but you can see how chunky this can get without compromising like the cover, because the cover will give, that's what the XL is made for, is for the 30mm rings. Medium companions are made for 25, but I stick 30 in them. But anyway, I do have 2 VDS covers for Franklin Covey Compact that I can chunk up. But again, that's only 2 covers that I own. I own a VDS pink combo, and then I also have that same setup in VDS gel undyed. I bought the undyed one from her. And those 2. And then I have 2 XLs that I can chunk up like this, a bunch of Amicas that I can chunk up. I have a couple of companions that if I want to slim down and need more compact, I could get them in here. Personal just gives me more options. With Franklin Covey Compact, I'm going to have to buy probably, you know, like there will be times that I just can't be in anything but the VDS or whatever. And that's kind of where I'm at. It's kind of what's driving this whole thing. And the fact that I'm fixing it with the travel, I can get it more compact and it can be a little less. I also can buy inserts, so I can buy note inserts. I can buy these kind of inserts for like work. I can buy the I can buy basically any tracker insert I want, already printed, comes with it. I can buy the Filofax big checklist, and I don't have to print. That's going to save me some time, and I know they're a little expensive, but honestly, it's worth it. I can buy budget inserts and check registries and all kinds of things. If I get to a point where I don't want to print anything, or I don't have the time to print anything anymore. I also have a lot more options of paper that I can just slice down and put in here. But anyways, that's my thoughts. Again, and I'm going to say this because I said it on Instagram, it's not a problem right now, but it's a perceived problem in the future. And that's kind of where that is. But anyway, I guess that's tomorrow's me's problem. All right, I stuck my FCC back in here because, like I said, I'm loving this Black Epoca Giglio XL a lot more than I thought. I got her, she's brand new. She's a little scratched up because, again, I don't, sorry, my husband brought me some apple cobbler that he made a bite to see how it turned out. It turned out really good. Anyways, she has some scratches on her because, again, I don't baby my planners. I just throw them in my bag and go. I had a picture of her in the Instagram at Walmart in the buggy. Like, I don't really baby anything, and it is so soft. Giglio really does have superior covers to me. Sorry, but they do. But anyways, I stuck all my personal in this this JL pink Barbie number, and this isn't a bad fit, actually. And this is 32 centimeters for FCC, but it's not a bad overhang fit. If I put, she would probably have to be like one of the times that she's like truly stuffed to the brim, but yeah, it's not a bad fit at all. It's 31.7 is the regular, like, okay, hold on. I have it written down. So this is 32 centimeters widened from their for her Franklin Covey compact, or the one I bought that was custom. Anyway, that's not normal, but this is the one I bought, which is 12.59 inches. The regular custom is 12.36, so it's not that much bigger, and this is 31.7 wide. So you can see that it's not that much bigger. So the fit is about the same as a Giglio XL, so it wouldn't be that bad. It has some glue on the thing because I have a fat light. I never noticed that before. But anyway, so it's not that bad of a fit. It's not much more than the Giglio XL. It's not that much more, so it fits pretty good. Even with the personal in it. So you could get it 32 wide if you're a chunker, and I think this strap has been extended, and I don't think you'd need to extend the strap if you stuck to personal. But anyways, the point being, I could still use this with personal and it'd be fine. It's not too wide. If she got really, really chunky and I wanted to overstuff her, I could with this cover. But anyway, I stuck that in here for now because, like I said, I'm not sure what I want. But for now, she's going to live in there, and she might be toted around with me for a little bit. I will put chatty, ranty, anxiety-driven title on this. So if you've made it this far and you read the title, that's on you, friend. That's on you. Okay. Let's get our shit together for next week. Okay, so like I said, I have a light meeting day tomorrow. I travel this day and only have one real meeting I have to go to. And this day I have to travel, but the rest of my team is out, and I'll be shadowing my boss these 2 days. So, I mean, like, I'll be popping in and out of her meetings, but not me personally. So it'll be more of 2 days worth of meet and greet and getting a lay of the land for 2 days. But this today I'll be in town. I'm off Thanksgiving. We have Thanksgiving off. It's a federal holiday, but I took off Friday, Black Friday. So that day I'll be off. My whole family's off, so I'll have a 4-day weekend at least to recover because, again, I'm hosting that day. And then we have December set up, and one of the reasons I don't want to change is because I don't want to, I mean, I can trim these down. I've already written in them, but I can trim them down and it'd be fine, I think. But I do have my weeks in here. I do have my weeklies in here. And this is the first week back. So I have this week, again, I'll travel Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I have this week, I'll travel Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. No. Yeah. This week, I'll only travel Wednesday and Thursday. I have a class this day. And then my boss is out for 2 weeks, I think. I know she's out this week because this is Christmas week. I won't travel that week, I don't think. And then we have a short week this week too. And both of these are 4-day weekends for me because I took both Fridays off. So it's only a couple of weeks left in the new year. And then even the following week, like the first week of January, is a 4-day weekend for me because I'm actually, this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-day weekend for me because I took this day off. This weekend we're going to Epcot drinking around the world with the kids, my adult kids. Yeah, so then I have like class here. We have a 4-day week here because I have a 4-day weekend here because this is a holiday. So like my holidays extend into January where I don't have full weeks, and then my boss leaves sometime in here. Like that's it. That's all I get. So that's where the anxiety is coming from, in case you're wondering. But anyway, none of that matters. I guess not today. I guess that's not today Beverly's problems, is it? Okay. All right. So let's see what we got to get done this week. Where is my Thanksgiving list? When did I put my Thanksgiving list? Here it is. Okay. So week before, I have my tables and chairs. Food prep is, the lime alone is done. Last minute food order is done. My husband is off this week, so he's going to do that. I did the front porch. He's going to do the back porch and mow. I went to the Dollar Tree. I cleaned everything but the bathroom, so that's all done. So I don't have to put in a food order because my husband is off. We cleaned out the fridge. He cleaned out the fridge today. So I need to wash the dog blankets. I'll do that. I might get that done today. He's going to do the driveway. Entry is done. Garage is as good as it's going to get. Pantry is done. Dining room's done. I gotta wait for the living room he'll do that, that, and that. So I don't have to do any of that. And then I have day before and day of. So my cousin is bringing ice. I don't have to do that. So this will all get done Wednesday night. And then he just needs to, I just need to follow up, make sure he knows he needs to mow. Pick up the boat area because we're gonna move the boat so people can park. And then he's gonna set up the back porch. He needs to move the black stone. So we can set up chairs on the back porch. And he's gonna vacuum and mop for me. Like I said, he has the week off, so that's good. And then that'll be it. That'll be done. I don't have to do ice because my cousin is bringing it. If he doesn't bring ice, then we don't have ice. All right. I think that's it. And then we have the dailies. So I'm going to make my pies. Okay, I'm gonna make notes over here. Okay. Pies will be this day. Need pies. Cornbread will need to be made. My ham hocks need to come out of the freezer. I need to check on the turkey thaw. Make sure it's thawing out. They're both in the fridge now. I put them in there over the weekend. They should be thawed by then because one of them is fried and you can't have any ice on that fried. Okay. Shouldn't be much I have to do. And then this will be my casseroles. I need to soak my lima beans. I think that's it. Throw my casseroles together, soak my limas. Yep. Everything else is kind of fresh. To wash my collards this day. And this day I want to chop my veggies. So my onions, celery, peppers. Those will all get chopped that day, Monday. Okay. And then this will be a last minute turkey check for thawedness, because he's got to get up that next morning and put the smoker on early to get that turkey smoked, because it's like 5 or 6 hours and we're eating at 1. So we're going to eat, we're going to get started eating around 1 to 2. With my family, you have to give them a goal, and not expect anybody to be on time. I gave them 1. Hopefully they're here by 2 and we can start eating by 2:30. That's just the way my family runs. So it is what it is. The elders will show up at 12, but that's fine. They can keep themselves entertained. I think that's it. I think I pretty much have everything done. Like I said, I do this every year, so it's kind of like a well-oiled machine. And then it still gives me anxiety though. I don't know why. This is my meetings. And then this is the only meeting I have on Tuesday that I have to go to. Okay. And then everybody will be out Wednesday, Thursday. Everybody else took off. I think it's me, just me on Wednesday. And none of us on Thursday or Friday. I think everybody took off those days. But that's fine. Okay. Alrighty. I think that's it. I think that's it. And let's see what my habits looked like. I don't think I took half my meds. I've not taken my shot. I didn't take any of my ADD meds this week. I'm sure that's not helping. I did our sheets and our laundry. I'm not going to clean our bathroom because I'm going to clean it Wednesday. It'll get cleaned Wednesday. I cleaned it like Wednesday or Thursday of this week. So we did our trash. A meal planned for next week. I read every day. Okay. Charged my CCGM. I did all my fetch. Did my patch. That was about it. And none of that's going to get done this week, so I'm not even going to bother. I took all my donations. We had like, I don't know, 4 boxes worth of stuff that got decluttered, so this is well within that range, probably more. So I'll work this week on hitting this number here, and then that shouldn't be a problem. This will be my big week of declutter, which is fine. Between the stuff I threw out with Christmas stuff and everything, I'm sure I've already hit this number somewhere, but it's just the things I remember to count. But anyway, this will all get decluttered this week as I clean up. I know I will, so I'm not worried about it. Alrighty, so that's been my week. That's gonna be my week. I hope everybody has a good week. I hope if you're in the States, you have a good Thanksgiving full of family or not family, whichever you choose to do. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. We'll see what next week looks like and where I end up. If you have any questions or comments, put it down below. And as always, until next time, y'all. Bye.